alive.
It's alive. It's alive.
Something is going to happen. I feel it. I can't get it out of my mind.
You're just nervous.
Faster than a streak of lightning, more powerful than the pounding surf, mightier than a roaring hurricane. This amazing stranger from the planet Krypton, the Man of Steel, Superman. Possessing remarkable physical strength, Superman fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice, disguised as a mild-mannered newspaper reporter, Clark Kent.
Dr. Jordan. Dr. Jordan.
You deny poisoning Dr. Jordan, yet you admit these fingerprints are yours.
Yes, but you don't.
That's all.
Cat speaking.
Hello, Daily Planet. This is Dr. Wilson of the Egyptian Museum. I've just uncovered something that may free Miss Hogan.
Yes, Doctor. I've been feeling much better lately, but I'll be right over. I'll see you later, Lois. Doctor's orders.
Doctor, my eye.
Dr. Jordan was the world's foremost student of hieroglyphics. Most of our priceless specimens were brought back by him, even the mummy of King Tush. Among his possessions, I uncovered this ancient Egyptian tablet and find it to be a secret curse of the tomb of King Tush. He who disturbs the eternal sleep of King Tush shall perish. This tablet may well be Miss Hogan's passport to freedom. Come with me, please. Over 3,000 years ago, the valley of the Upper Nile was ruled by an old and powerful king. He had been warring with the Lower Nile for many years, and just before the old king died, he called his son to him, a young boy of 12. He commanded his giant guards to swear an oath of eternal allegiance to the boy prince, to guard him constantly in this world and the next. Shortly after, the old king died. A youth of 12 now ruled the kingdom of 10 million people. But the boy was not fashioned for such responsibility, and being of a sickly nature, soon became ill himself. Never was a person attended more faithfully than this youth, yet he withered away and soon died. True to their oath of allegiance, each of the royal guards drank poison, so that they might continue to protect the spirit of their young king in the Valley of the Dead. Here in these catacombs, Dr. Jordan has reconstructed the burial vault exactly as he first discovered it in one of the pyramids. Working for years in absolute and frenzied secrecy, he finally duplicated an ancient mystic formula, which he called the fluid of life. Just before he was found dead, Dr. Jordan had inoculated each of the mummies of the giant guards. They were supposed to return to life, but somehow the test failed. Dr. Jordan was found here at the feet of King Tush. The rest you know. But what you don't know, Mr. Kent, and what I am equally certain of, is that Dr. Jordan violated the ancient warning by attempting to open the coffin of King Tush. A poisonous needle. That's how Dr. Jordan was killed.
Yes, and Miss Hogan is a free woman.
This is one time I've scooped you, Lois.
Yes, lucky for you, I was hurt.
Incidentally, who told you I was at the museum?
My mummy done told me.
Death, eternal punishment for anyone who opens this casket.
The mummy. Is it dead or alive? Human or inhuman? You'll know. You'll see. You'll feel the awful, creeping, crawling terror that stands your hair on end and brings a scream to your lips. There's nothing on earth like the mummy.
You will not remember what I show you now, and yet I shall awaken memories of love and crime and death.
Now I know his horrible plan. He is going to kill her and make her a living mummy like himself.
Good evening, goblins and ghouls, and welcome to the Friday Night Scream Stream. I'm your host, Spakenstein, joined as always by my very good friend, Mr. Evan Sink.
Good evening, everybody.
And how we doing tonight,
We're feeling good. We're feeling good.
Yeah, aren't we feeling good, man? Look at you.
You're nauseous.
I was gonna say you're kind of looking a little green around the gills, as they say. Wow, look at you. My goodness. Well, you're certainly in. You're feeling the holiday spirit. I can
festive.
tell, right?
I'm feeling it like it's almost Halloween.
Almost. Oh my God. Earthquake. Halloween. We're so excited. I'm not adjusting my camera. I am going to adjust my camera. I'm breaking all the rules here on the season 11 finale, because you made it. We're here. Let's give it up. Let's see. Hold on. Is that? There we go. Yeah, perfect. All right. It's the season 11 finale, so welcome. I gotta make little adjustments. I wasn't ready, as I like to say when I'm playing the game. I'm not ready. Hope everybody's doing well this evening. So glad that you could join us here for the season 11 finale. I see we got Alana and Kathy and the dude and Sears in the chat. What's up, everybody? Hope you're all doing well tonight. I'm so
happy almost Halloween.
I know. Well, we're celebrating it tonight. If this is your first Halloween Shocktober time of year with us, then you'll know that we always end the season in the last Friday of October. And we always do something a little special, right? It's we because it's this time of year, it's like why just do one movie like we always do when we can give you a double feature, double the trouble. And it's become a good it's a tradition I'm very happy with. Because a double feature is just this storied part of old horror movies and B movies and just classic cinema. So
yeah, we've had some pretty neat mashups.
We have. We started it off with the She-Beast and the Gorilla, and then
two very different movies.
Very incredibly different movies. And then last year was House on Haunted Hill and The Corpse Vanishes.
Yeah, two very
different movies.
Different, yeah.
And and if you notice a pattern there, not much of one, but the second movies, as we end all of our seasons, it's a Lugosi movie. But tonight, not only do we have Lugosi like we always do, but we're bringing you the classic horror gruesome twosome. And that, of course, is Lugosi and Karloff, bringing them to you in a classic double feature tonight. Super excited about this because this is a pretty solid Karloff movie that I'm a big fan of, and then a Lugosi movie that I haven't really seen before. So, always love when there's a movie I haven't seen, especially when it's a Lugosi movie I haven't seen. I'm always stoked for that. So, so we've the first feature we've got up tonight is The Ghoul with Karloff, and the second feature is The Human Monster with Lugosi. And these are again, you're looking for a fright-filled way to spend your Friday night. You come no further. Although we may have to jump around a little bit, but I'll save that for later. I'll save that before we get into the Ghoul. But we may not be just on YouTube. We may have to jump around a little bit. So hopefully you'll jump with us.
Yes, to stick around for the twist.
But I'll save the twist because we're celebrating here. We're super excited. We're gonna start off with this Karloff movie, then a Lugosi movie to finish the season, and again, gruesome twosome doubles. That's the theme tonight, right?
Titans.
And
Titans of terror.
Evan is keeping that theme alive tonight because, as always, he brings us a perfectly delicious, perfectly paired cocktail to go with the evening's film, and a little segment which we call...
What were you drinking?
What are we going to be drinking tonight for this double feature?
So for our finale, we got a whole night of movies ahead of us, and so I thought I need to brew up a whole cauldron of something. A
little something.
So that's what we're doing tonight. We're gonna brew up a whole cauldron of punch for our 1-2 punch combo of movies. We're gonna have a 1-2 punch to pair with it.
Yo.
That's what we're calling it. So it's gonna be. I'm kind of using up some of the stuff that I just had left over from last week, so it's a little similar, but I think it's enough of a twist that should be it's definitely more of like a party drink. So the 1-2 punch, we've got light rum, spiced rum, pineapple juice, Mountain Dew, the red kind.
The red kind.
The red one.
We all know what that is.
Mountain Dew, big red one. Passion fruit syrup, orange bitters, and some strawberry sherbets.
Sure. What?
I don't know about you, but I'm kind of the opinion that if you're gonna have punch, it better have some sherbet in it.
Yeah, well, it's better than just ice, right? I mean, we know ice is good to taste, and I saw that you had on your recipe sherbet to taste, and I remembered the importance of that wording. It's important wording to taste. Don't write that off and think, to taste, that must mean it's optional. No. If you want it to taste good, then you better put whatever that is.
to be able to taste this punch.
To not be totally overwhelmed by the alcohol.
Yeah, that is the thing. There is quite a bit of rum in this, and I think I better give this another stir before I...
Oh, yeah. Evan, you give it a good stir. And again, I love the wide screen that we have now. Everybody can see Evan.
See me
giving him a
my
good stir.
My thing over here.
And making his witch's brew. Look at him over there with his green skin, and he's over there at his cauldron hard at work. Don't we love to see it? Celebrating the season, right? I see William's in the chat. Welcome, William. Happy to have you here. And again, just as Evans whipping up our cocktail.
Pouring up.
Pouring
a nice,
up.
Generous pour to work on.
Yep, I love to see it. And again, red. We love a good bloody red this time of year, don't we?
I really wanted to make this as red as possible. We've had a few different punches on the show so far. I know we've had like a green one that was pretty good. We had kind of like a orange-ish one.
Right.
But I wanted to do something just as ARAP.
Well, there you go. I am very excited for this, and it's always funny, anytime that I drink a red drink. Oh my God, it's so red. Jeez, look at this.
Completely red.
It is. Yeah, which on your
completely red.
Completely red. Yep. Oh no, that's great. Nah, it is a gnarly red, and it smells like red. Red dye. That's really
yeah.
What
Got
it
a good
like,
red aroma. You know what my favorite flavor is? Red.
Red. Yep, that's what we're getting. Favorite flavor anything. Favorite flavor food? Red.
Give this one's for Lugosi.
All right. Well, to Lugosi, to season 11, to
Karloff as well. He's here too.
Everybody, and to our wonderful audience out there.
And to you, this show is made possible by viewers like you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
It's like a sweeter, more pleasant red Gatorade.
Kinda, yeah.
Like it's better. Like when it first hit my mouth, I was like, okay, red.
Yeah, I'm
Gatorade red.
getting notes of red.
But then the sweetness kicked in, and I was
It's
like,
extreme.
okay.
It's very sweet.
Like,
there's a lot of sugar in it.
Because I think like Gatorade has that kind of like, it's the red, and then it's kind of this bitter aftertaste, and it's kind of, whereas here, you know, that sweetness comes in, and it's actually pretty.
There's a lot of rum in there. I'm getting it like the first note was it kind of hit my nose, but it was chased by so much sugar that you just don't even notice.
Yeah, don't even notice it. I mean, it wasn't too heavy. Like it's, you know, you always kind of worry with
yeah,
like
it kind of
red
tastes like
that
Hawaiian Punch.
Right, exactly, Hawaiian Punch. That's spot on, Sears. Hawaiian Punch. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. Well, yeah, I mean, I think this 1-2 punch cocktail is gonna pair perfectly with our 1-2 punch of movies with these Titans of Terror that we've got tonight. So it's a double feature, so we can't waste any time. We're gonna just move right along with it. And so, you know, like I said, movie I've seen many times. Love this movie. It's you know, we'll get into the history of it tonight. We'll be talking about Karloff's career. We've got some interesting facts about the making of the movie. Some of the other actors in the movie, if you've never seen this before, you're in for a treat. It's got some horror pedigree behind it. So if you haven't seen this one before, I highly urge you to watch it. And I'm making this extra special plea because, you know, obviously we're trying to be good about our copyright stuff here on YouTube. And this, unfortunately, is a movie that has a claim on it that is, it's not a legitimate claim. And when you upload the movie, you can work around the claim. But when we're live streaming, we can't work around that claim.
We just get shut down.
We would, exactly. We would be shut down, or we would just have to stop playing the movie and pivot to something else. And I don't want to do that. I said we're watching the Ghoul. I thought about playing the truncated public domain cut, but it just didn't seem right. So we've got to watch this movie as intended. So the plan is we are going to move over to Twitch. And so if you're like, well, Twitch, there's a link right in the description below. Like it's the first link you'll see. You can click it. Pretty sure you can watch this over on Twitch without an account. Then we'll come back to YouTube for the second movie. So if you're like, don't worry, we will be back on YouTube for the second movie, which should be good on YouTube. But I also don't know about that. But again, if that's not, then we'll go back to Twitch. But the plan for this first movie, go to Twitch, then come back here to YouTube. Again, you don't need an account. You may, since I'm going to have to end this and restart, you may need to refresh the page, but eventually we'll pop up there. So please, you know, this is a party. Let's keep it going. So, you know, Twitch is very hospitable.
There's already a bus waiting outside.
It's already,
just get on board.
Just get on it. We'll be there. We'll be guiding you along. And so, and again, if you're just gonna be up and you're like, yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back around like 9:30, around 10. So if you don't want to make the move, pop in here around 10. We'll be back. But we're going to Twitch. So, you know, again, we'll pop out. You may need to refresh, but we'll hopefully catch everybody over there. So,
see you in a minute.
See you in a minute. Now we're over here on Twitch. We'll give it a few minutes for
everybody to filter in.
See,
for the
hopefully,
bus to make it over.
Yeah, you got to refresh your page, whatever you got to do. We're back in it here, and again, this is a movie. What we'll find tonight, actually, both of our movies are
everybody aboard the bus. Choo choo.
Beep beep. All aboard. Yes, we're calling
tickets, please.
Scream streamers. Evan's gonna take your tickets.
We'll give you some pretzels.
We won't take fakes. Glastra, aka Alana's in the house. Welcome, Alana. Glad that you are here with us tonight. And, you know, both of our movies, the kind of common theme is they're both British films. So I know our very own Glasher's getting ready to travel to Europe. So, you know, you gotta love that we've got a little European theme tonight for you. And Kathy Spark, aka Kathy, is in the house. Welcome, Kathy. And yeah, I think the only downside if you're viewing us here from YouTube and you don't have an account is I don't think you can chat. But it's really easy to set up an account, so you go for it if you want. But we won't, you know, we won't force you. We're gonna be having fun. We're gonna be loving this movie. Evan, I'm excited to see what you think because this is one of those movies that I waited a long time to see, and when I finally see it was one of those.
You've been holding on to this one for a while.
I have, yeah. I knew I wanted to watch it here on the show, and it's one that I just like. I watched it for the first time in high school, and I burned it on a DVD, and I loved the Ghoul because it's Karloff playing a monster. I mean, what's better?
Is that what started your lifelong like of ghouls?
Karloff?
Just this movie?
Oh, well, no.
Like as a monster? Because, ghouls are you've explored ghouls before.
Well, I'd say my lifelong love of ghouls, even though it might seem weird at first, is Night of the Living Dead. Because that's how Romero referred to what everybody later would call zombies.
Okay.
Especially the first movie.
How old were you when you saw Night of the Living Dead?
That's why it stuck with me, because I was 5 or 6. And it was not good. I was way too young, and I didn't finish watching it, and it scared the shit out of me, and I was terrified of the movie and couldn't watch it again until like around high school.
Okay.
So it was, that's why I'm saving Night of the Living Dead, because that, is a movie that really kind of lifelong has had an effect on me. Like now I'm such an appreciator of the movie and what George Romero did to make it, and I know all this stuff about it. It's a movie that it's a huge inspiration to me. So there's that. But then this, again, anytime Karloff's playing a monster, I'm in. You got me. So that's what Karloff gets to do here. He's an Egyptologist. What we're going to find is kind of a take on some other Karloff movies that had been made the past couple years before this one. So we're excited for that. Yeah, Glasser, everybody has those childhood movies that you saw and you were like, I don't know why my parents let me see this. The other one, there was Night of the Living Dead, which came in a public domain box set. So that's go figures, right? Nobody knew that would be harmful. But the one that was really bad was Blair Witch Project when I was 5, right?
Yeah.
And that was another one. Couldn't watch it till I was 14. So, and like even now, it still just gives me unsettling vibes because I grew up with woods, and so. Everybody's got those.
It happened to them. It could happen to me.
So, well, again, especially like the idea, like there's this TV documentary that went along with the original Blair Witch called Curse of the Blair Witch, and they go more into how there's like all these children disappeared or were taken, and it's all this creepy stuff that I must have seen that or seen some other supplemental features of the movie, and like just that terrified the shit out of me. So. Blair Witch is just one of those that
Blair Witch it's almost as scary as Lassie.
Right. Everybody's got them, right? Spark, Lassie, hey, there you go. Everybody.
Hey, falling down a well, that's no joke.
That's right.
That's
You have to depend on a dog to save you? That's horrifying.
Yeah, can we get a movie from the perspective of the person trapped in that well? Like, oh man, this dog is gonna save me.
They don't make it. They don't get there in time. The dog got distracted, smelling too many spots and eating too much grass. We're about to get into the Ghoul. Anything before we get into it, Evan?
So, when we get back on YouTube later, can we call it our After Ghoul special?
After Ghoul special. 100%. I love that. That is terrific. Yep. That's what we'll call it. On that note, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the exciting beginning of The Ghoul, starring Boris Karloff. Our first feature of the double feature tonight. Right now. Oh, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Damn it. Hold on. I can fix that. I can fix that. Hold on. Good. Here we go.
Okay, you can
Open. BK. Have it your way. Yeah, I think that background picture is a perfect encapsulation of what this movie is. An Egyptian statue beside a very British-looking candelabra. That's the movie in a nutshell. Moreland. When I was typing it out today, I spelled it completely. I spelled it Moreland. It's like, nope, it's Moreland. Some of those names might look familiar to some of you guys out there. We'll talk about those later. It's a real comfortable looking rug.
Is he carrying a rug? I thought he was like wearing like a huge robe.
I mean, it looks like he's wearing the rug.
I guess it is. It's like a big cape.
We don't want to buy no lino, no nothing.
Mr. Dragore, please.
Oh, him.
Oh, him. Gotta love a good Cockney accent.
He's making absinthe.
Hey, get it.
No sound, please. After 2 years I find you. I want the eternal light.
You found me too late. It's no longer mine.
I can kill with this from the end of the room. No lies, please.
You cannot kill in England, Mahmoud. They get their murderers here and hang them.
I have not come alone. If I hang, there are others. The eternal light goes back to the tomb from which you stole it.
But I tell you, I have not got it.
Please, I am not a child.
I sold it.
To whom did you sell it?
To Professor Morland.
That robber of the dead. Has he sold it?
He did not buy to sell.
What then?
Like you, Mahmoud. He believes.
Believes? He believes that the eternal light will open for him the gates of paradise?
Even so. He gave the best part of his fortune for it. And very soon he will know whether or not he was right.
What do you mean?
Professor Morland is dying.
Then you think it will be buried with him?
I'm sure of it. We have only got to wait until he is dead.
There he is. the man.
Anubis. Open out of the way.
Whoa.
What's that?
Well, what is it?
Good evening. I happen to be staying in the neighborhood, and hearing of your master's illness, I took the liberty of calling. How is he tonight?
He'll never see the morning.
He hasn't asked for anyone of my cloth.
Nor will he. He's set in his ways, and they're the ways of the heathen.
I know he won't see the rector, but though I'm a comparative stranger, I don't like to leave a man to die like that.
He'll die in his own fashion, as he has lived.
Still, sometimes at the end.
Not with him. He's stubborn and unbending, and will be so at the throne itself.
Well, I suppose I can be of no use then.
No manner of use.
Good night.
So does this butler ring any bells for you?
Do we know him?
Not in a movie we watched on the show, but from a few classic horror films, one of which I know you've seen.
Where can I find Mr. Brown?
We'll wait. We'll see if any of our audience they probably may have a clue.
Who is it? Come in or go out.
You'll have to go up soon if you want to see him again. Curious house, this.
Curious owner.
Yes, but I suppose a great Egyptologist can't be expected to be like other people.
Well, he'll be like a great many other people soon.
That's not a very sympathetic thing to say.
Got him.
Well, I'm not a sympathetic man.
Oh,
Want a drink?
That's, across the hall, isn't it?
I dare say.
Thanks.
$75,000. September 22nd, 1931.
So this guy also appeared in a couple Universal horror films, and at least one biblical epic of note.
1922. The eternal light, mine at last.
Yes, glass strip. That's Sir Cedric Hardwick, and he's the first
the door shut.
Like
it is
tablet.
Yeah, he's the first tablet.
No listeners.
None.
Not. He's Charlton Heston's adopted
They are
father.
grown.
Come nearer.
Ramses, I think. King Ramses or Pharaoh, I don't know, something like that.
This man, Brown. Watch. Brown.
You were always suspicious. Have you ever trusted a living soul?
Only fools. I trust you.
Better to trust in the spirit than in the flesh.
I put my trust in my own gods. And now, when I am dead, my funeral, you will bury me at dusk in the clothes I told you. You will place the figure of Anubis at the west of the inner chamber.
I will.
And on the night of the full moon, at the first hour, I will make my offering of the eternal light to Anubis, opener of the ways. If I have done well in his sight, those fingers will close over the jewel, and he will open to me the gates of immortality.
The hand of a heathen image will now come to life.
Ah, the bandage. The bandage.
So two of this guy's other biggest roles are also opposite Karloff in Universal movies. Most famous of which would be Bride of Frankenstein. Ernest Thesiger plays Dr. Pretorius.
Yeah, he's the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was 2 years before Bride of Frankenstein. And I think it was after another movie they did together called The Old Dark House. Also with the director James Whale.
This is the eternal light. It must rest in my hand.
A man will now find peace who robs his heirs.
Bandage my hand. The eternal light must lie with me in the tomb. You're afraid of me?
I'm afraid for you.
If this should leave me, then you'll have reason to fear. For when the full moon strikes the door of my tomb, I will come back. You hear? I will come back to kill you.
What's going on?
Bandage.
It's kind of got a thriller thing going on.
Yeah.
He just needs a beat back behind him.
Yeah.
When the full moon rises. Oh! So this guy Cedric Hardwicke was also played a Dr. Frankenstein in Ghost of Frankenstein, which was the first Universal movie without Karloff as the monster. Had LCJ as the monster. Lon Chaney Jr.
Doctor! Doctor!
He played the son of the original Dr. Frankenstein.
Windows. Open. Oh.
Ooh. Rip.
It's all over. Make out a certificate. Heart failure. What was the idea of bandaging his hand like that?
I cannot say. He had many a queer fancy.
I'll be round in the morning to sign the certificate.
I'll no be leaving my master's side till his body is laid to rest.
Pretty good, like, set design and cinematography, too. You gotta really appreciate which, the cinematographer here was a cameraman on Nosferatu.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of, like, crossover at this time between the British and the German film industry. In particular, here with the producer, Michael Balkin, who, like, sent Hitchcock to Germany early in his career, and Hitchcock was having to break down sets of, like, German expressionist films, and that was how he, like, learned. And this producer who made tonight's movie, Balkin, he's also the grandfather of Daniel Day-Lewis. So,
how about that? Huh.
Fun little modern connection. He also produced that horror anthology, Dead of Night, we kind of talked about. Unfortunately, there's no trailer for it. You know, this Egyptian funeral procession in the middle of the English countryside.
Sounds like it's high noon. We're gonna have a showdown.
Yeah, Glastra, it's
Where are you going?
Seems like an adventurous
the lamp
lifestyle,
that
but
is to burn inside.
probably more than it's cracked up to be.
It's all wrong.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
It's a disgraceful devil.
Disgraceful, disgraceful. Oh. Old British men rambling. That's a podcast I would listen to.
12 Angry Men.
Yeah, they all got to be British.
12 Angry British Men.
Yep. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Somebody beat him to the punch.
Wait. You're leaving the key inside.
Aye. That was another of his queer fancies.
So there's an interesting heist isn't the right word, but it's an interesting element here with everybody wanting this jewel.
I believe
and
him
different
to have been
motivations
possessed
for
of a
wanting it.
jewel of great value. Do you know anything about it?
It's like the Whispering Shadow.
Nothing.
I advise you to be very careful, Lang.
I have a careful nature.
You may be
Same
putting
here.
yourself perilously near dishonesty.
I've seen men nearer.
Sassy butler.
You may regret this, Lang.
Lang.
But I mean, honestly, imagine if you worked for
The Pharaoh of England.
Davis, I want you to stay here and watch that man with the club foot.
I'm not a detective, Mr. Broughton.
One more word from you, Davis, and you're out of work. I have reason to believe that he has stolen a valuable piece of property. He may make an effort to get rid of it. Watch him and telephone me at my office if he leaves the house.
It's kind of like an expressionistic quality too, with like even the makeup, the way that like his eyes are so dark around the other. The butler's got like these dark lines to make his like face look all thin.
Yeah, he looks very gaunt.
Yeah, and he's not actually that gaunt. It's definitely just a lot of very like solidly painted makeup. Love that shot. Yeah, the humans look more ghoulish than the ghoul that Karloff becomes.
We were the real ghouls all along.
Betty
Social commentary horror.
2 Blandford Street.
Did you say 3 Blood Street?
Blood Street. I wish that was public domain.
I know. People watch non-public domain shorts on YouTube all the time. All the time. Yeah, he'd make a terrible detective. Nice. In England, nobody's gonna check in the coffee. Now, if they put it in the tea bin, you might run into some problems.
Carry up! From Rapson.
10 shillings if you'll drive me to Yaxford Station in time to catch the 5 o'clock train.
I'll oblige you, Governor. I was going straight back as it was.
Governor? Old-timey British people.
That's a very old carpet, Mr. Morland. I should be glad if you will not kick it to pieces.
I'm sorry. When I'm angry, I do kick.
Be good enough to explain that.
Yes, I intend to.
By your own statement, Miss Holland and I are the sole heirs of Professor Morland. We were informed neither of his death nor of his funeral.
Your uncle died and was buried in a certain way according to his wishes, which need I go on? Almost his last words were a threat to return from the dead. In my opinion, he was mad.
Well, that may be so. But Miss Holland and I should have been consulted.
But I understood that you and Miss Holland were not on speaking terms.
Well, what of that? You expect quiet at a funeral, don't you?
Yes, I also expect it in my office.
I'm very sorry, but after all, this means a good deal to both of us. Uncle was worth about $4,000 a year.
Well, he isn't now.
What do you mean by that?
Nice.
He spent a good deal, you know. It may surprise you to know that some time ago he drew a check for £75,000.
What for?
Only when he's angry.
I don't know.
You don't know? You were in charge of all his affairs and you don't know?
That's what I said. And I advise you to look after the tone of your voice.
I'm not at all sure. I have much more important things to look after than the tone of my voice.
I don't follow you.
I'm going to run down to Owlsvale House tomorrow morning.
Yes, well, I don't think you realize the conditions that you'll find there.
No, that's why I propose to go.
You won't like it. You'll be most uncomfortable.
You don't advise me to go?
I think you'll be making a very big mistake.
Then I'll go. Oh, by the way, does Miss Harlan know anything about this will business?
No doubt she will have received a letter from me by now.
Do you know Miss Harlan?
No. I propose to give myself the pleasure of calling upon her this evening. Hello. Oh, it's you, Davies. Wait a minute. I have a visitor here, but I think he's just going.
Thank you very much. If you're going to see Miss Harlan tonight, I shall be there myself.
No doubt you will succeed in making a painful interview intolerable. Good afternoon.
Your manner must help your practice a great deal.
Everybody's so bitchy.
Now, Davis.
Can you direct me to Blandford Street, please?
Follow the tram lines close on a mile and then turn right at the church.
I'm obliged to you.
Thank you. Chestnuts, I guess.
Oh, hello, Caney. Ooh. Oh, it's good to get out of that fog. My dear, a most exciting thing has happened. Oh! Oh, don't let it happen again. No, not that. That's a chestnut. It's this. It looks like a solicitor's letter.
That's as I'm
Just been
hearing the
delivered by hand.
Python
Oh,
voice.
dear. What haven't we paid? I wonder if I'm going to get a shock or not. Oh! Oh, Caney, that is a silly game.
This feels like
After
a
all
Python
we've said
bit.
about Uncle Henry, what do you think he's done?
Had to get the
Something
comic
nice
relief
at
at
last?
some point.
He's dead. My dear, I'm sorry. And his solicitor wants to see me. My dear, I'm glad. He was awfully rich, wasn't he?
Oh, I say.
He may have left you a fortune. If he has, I'll buy you a private cinema. I say, when did this letter come?
I got your
A few
private
minutes
cinema
ago.
right here.
He asked me to telephone him if I could see him here at 6. You don't want to miss the chance of a fortune for the sake of tuppence. You better run out and do it now. You're right.
So you've got all these different, like, you know, parties. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, a lot of connections to the Pharaoh.
Yeah. He's writing a note. Starting to turn into Phantom Creeps a little bit. People in fedoras just running around in circles.
Miss Harlan.
Yes?
Run away.
Oh my god.
What's the matter? What's happening?
Somebody attacked me and snatched my bag.
Why, good Lord, it's Betty Harlan.
Rafe Morland.
You would go and get yourself into some kind of mix-up.
You would arrive when it's all over.
Thank you.
Well, I'm
Long
going home.
time no
Wait a minute.
see.
I was on my way to see you, strictly on business.
You wouldn't be allowed in for any other reason.
That's good.
Everybody's pissed at everybody. This is so real. So I think they're cousins.
Taxi. Cunningham Garage, as quickly as possible.
Oh? Is that the Egyptian guy? I think so, yeah. Oh, it stinks in
So you brought him. Dear Mr. Broughton, we're delighted to see you. No, it isn't Mr. Broughton.
That's what it
it's
is,
my cousin,
Glasher.
Rafe Morland. Dear Mr. Morland, we're delighted to see you. Wrong again. We don't like him very much. Oh,
See the way he shook his hand? What a dick.
realize.
Well, our two families are not on speaking terms.
Oh, dear.
As far as I can make out, it was started by my late uncle as a Christmas joke.
Won't you sit down?
Some joke.
But now he's dead. The trouble's all over.
I'm not sure. It hasn't just begun.
Where's Mr. Broughton? Oh, he won't come because I didn't telephone. I nearly got throttled instead. Betty! There was a man with a limp. He pushed a note into my hand. I just put it in my bag when somebody snatched the whole affair.
What was in it?
There's something of value at Owl's Vale. Others are after it, so come.
And Broughton was doing everything he knew to keep me away from there. There's a fox in the cover somewhere. Goodbye.
Oh, why goodbye?
I'm going down there right away. I'll let you know what happens.
You're wrong. I'll let myself know. If you go, I go too.
You can't do that. Alone in a house with a man you're not even on speaking terms with?
Oh, don't be so absurd. It's not as if I even liked him.
Oh, if another woman
Well, I
was
hope
going,
not. He's your
perhaps.
cousin.
I suppose that means you want to come too.
Well, obviously, it's my duty.
And suppose I object?
I'm not so broke I can't hire a car.
Oh, all right, you win, but for goodness sake, hurry.
Anything to get out of this drab little apartment. Go out to the country. Stay at a big manor house. Just had her suitcase ready to go. She's ready to get out of that
in this
apartment.
as best you can. There you are.
You first. No, you. Hurry up.
Oh my god.
This is an unspeakable car. There's no room for my
Unspeakable car.
That ride. The whole ride's gonna
It looks as if I'll have to walk.
You might do worse. There's a grand moon. It's full.
Uh-oh.
And there's that wolf on the loose.
It's mummy time. Maybe.
rooms too.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Guess there's only one way in that tomb. TNT.
I'll see if there's a name on this gate. No, there's nothing to show. This is the place.
But there aren't any other places, and I'm frozen.
Well, it's no use going to the wrong place.
Wait a minute, here's someone on a bike. Hi there, Cocky. Wait a minute. Oh, hello. I'm awfully sorry. I didn't see you were a parson.
Oh, that's all right. Any trouble?
Oh, no, no. We just want to get to Owlsvale House.
Well, this is it. As a matter of fact, I'm calling there myself.
Oh, did you know my uncle, Professor Morland?
Oh, slightly. Perhaps I ought to introduce myself. My name's Hartley, Nigel Hartley. I'm down at Raveley. The
Hartley, Nigel Hartley.
I'm Rafe Morland. This is Miss Holland. We're the heirs of the old...
Couldn't we have the rest of the introduction indoors?
Yes, yes, of course. You must be courteous. Right, straight down this drive. You go along, I'll follow.
All right.
No, you go first. You're gonna move much faster on your bike than we will. It's a little audible.
Here we are. Car'll be all right here. I'll show you the way.
I've only been here one time, but I know my way around the place. Too bad he's a parson and not a vicar.
If he was the vicar, who'd be the vicist?
They'd all just call him Vic.
Call me Vic the Vicist. They say my flow is the sickest.
What a horrible house. I wish I was back home in bed.
I can hear someone coming.
Ah.
Well, don't stand about. Come inside.
I was waiting for y'all to show up.
We'll go into the library.
And that is going to take us to our first break. Well, we're halfway through The Ghoul. What are we thinking so far, Evan?
This movie's cool. I'm really digging this so far. The thing that's really stuck out to me is just the lighting. You know, it feels different than a lot of the stuff that we see on this show, especially anything to do with windows.
Yeah,
it feels like there's always some there's some movement, there's something kind of dynamic to it that just makes it feel a little more real
Okay.
what we might usually see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely picking up on an expressionistic quality.
It's
to
moody.
it, right?
Yeah.
Right. Like
Yeah.
the use of the contrast between black and white, of light and shadow, right? They're definitely playing with that. I think in a way that tells an expressionist hand, right? Obviously, the cinematographer, I think he also did a couple other expressionist type films, The Hands of Orlok and The Student of Prague. And I think both of those films had Conrad Veidt, who played Cesare in Caligari. So I think obviously there's a real expressionistic touch here from the cinematographer that gives it this look, but I didn't have any information on the set designer, but obviously the art direction here, I think it kind of works hand in hand. And the performances too. I mean, they're
good.
you know,
They've been good. I mean, I'm liking it's. I mean, this whole premise is just so. It's a little more out there than
Right.
maybe a lot of some of the other stuff we see.
Well, I think that's because it's a combination of two kind of styles of movies, and honestly, two movies that Karloff had done the year before this. And the first would be The Mummy, obviously. But the second is The Old Dark House. And because that's kind of what, again, an Old Dark House film usually deals with heirs, relatives gathering
it's
after the person died
intrigue.
in their house, right? And
People sneaking around.
but here it's like instead of a murder mystery element, here it's like an actual supernatural element. They're not just gonna explain it all away at the end. Like it's legit. So that's kind of like a nice change of pace, I think. Again, it's a British movie, and it was there were not very many British horror movies around this time. This is like really one of the only examples that even comes close to like a Universal horror film. But yeah, it's really like a mashup of The Mummy and The Old Dark House, which is funny because again, The Old Dark House also has Ernest Thesiger, who's playing Karloff's butler right now. But in Old Dark House, the roles are reversed. Karloff is playing his butler. So that's kind of a funny thing about this movie and that was the year before this. So there's a lot going on plot-wise and character-wise, and I think it's because they're they're trying to kind of give you a lot here more than you normally get. And it's based on a novel from 1928 that was then made into a play. So there was some literary precedent for this, but apparently it's a loose adaptation. And this is a movie that for Karloff kind of came in the middle of a contract dispute with Universal. He was requesting $250 more a week, and they said no. And so briefly he left the studio, came to England to make this movie, and this kind of falls in the middle of Karloff's initial monster heyday, which is basically from 1931 with Frankenstein to 1936 when horror movies kind of stopped being made altogether, which we talked about before. Some of it had to do with the UK creating the H for horrific rating, which I found conflicting information on whether tonight's movie was actually rated H for horrific or
Rated
not.
H. We got an H movie.
Well, our
Maybe.
second movie tonight, 100% was rated H, and it's in the other sources I saw said that is
Rated
the
H for
only
human
British horror movie that was rated H and doesn't acknowledge this movie. So I'm not quite sure. But this was, kind of right in the middle of Karloff's heyday. He already had The Mummy, Frankenstein under his belt. After this, resolved the contract dispute, went back to Universal, made The Black Cat, and then of course Bride of Frankenstein, which is the first trailer we're gonna see during our break. Bride of Frankenstein, which probably peaked Karloff. honestly. I mean, I'm not going to say that it's his best performance, but I'm going to say it's probably when his star was at its peak, was with Bride of Frankenstein. And he does give a really great performance, don't get me wrong. And you've seen it, so you know. I mean, he, you know, being a real Rasputin in Bride of Frankenstein. No, but that was the peak. And then 1936, he made a couple, including a film for Warner Brothers. Because when he resolved this dispute with Universal, they actually gave him $500 more a week.
Oh, wow.
And they let him work at other studios.
Talked him up.
He talked him up, and he got, you know, a lot of studios just had their contracts exclusive. You have to work with us unless we loan you out. But Karloff was able to get it where if he got an offer at another studio, he could take the offer if he wanted to. It wasn't like the studio had final say. He was one of the early founders of the Screen Actors Guild. So he was very much like fighting for his rights, you know, as an actor. And when we come back from the break, we'll kind of talk about his early career, and also like this is actually this movie marks his return to Britain after 24 years away. So we'll talk about that because it was a big deal for Karloff in his life. We'll kind of talk about that. But the second trailer we're going to see is for The Walking Dead, which he made at Warner Brothers, which is I haven't seen it, but apparently it's really good. The trailer won't show it, but they do like a Bride of Frankenstein thing with his monster character where he has a white streak in his black hair. So it was the year after Bride, so I think it was intentional. But it was made by the guy who made Dr. X and Mystery of the Wax Museum, which were some early color horror movies. And then he also went on to direct Casablanca. So, you know, obviously a pretty solid director with some good horror movies under his belt. So I need to see The Walking Dead, which we'll get to see the trailer for that here. And then when we come back, we're going to get into the exciting conclusion of our first feature for the evening, The Ghoul. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Oh, sir, she's gone. The monster, he's got her.
Warner Brothers, always alert to progress, has included the amazing phenomenon of bringing the dead back to life in The Walking Dead, an unusual horror mystery starring Boris Karloff, supported by Ricardo Cortez, Edmund Gwenn, Marguerite Churchill, Barton McLean, Warren Hull. Prepare to shudder now, because you will when you see this dead man walking, talking, stalking his prey. A living dead man, forced on by queer impulses, driven by superhuman powers.
And we are back. So that was a trailer for Bride of Frankenstein and The Walking Dead. And yeah, you don't get to see his look in the movie, but it's apparently a very good Karloff performance. And yeah, Glasper, that'll be a fun read. I know she had a very interesting life. Starting on the stage is all really traditional British actors do. I mean, tonight's movie, again, full of stage actors. The few that we've talked about, Thesiger and Cedric Hardwicke, they started on the stage.
Karloff a stage actor?
Karloff was. Well, so this is the whole thing about Karloff. So like I said, this movie marks his return to England after 24 years. Obviously, he was born there, but, Karloff kind of had a hard life in England growing up. He was of Indian ancestry. His father had an Indian mother and a British father. So Karloff was like at least a quarter Indian. His mother had some Indian ancestry. So Karloff had like a dark complexion. He was bow-legged. He had a stutter and he had a lisp. So he was kind of like made fun of. He had a rough life, right? And all his family, he had 3 older brothers, and they were all diplomats, right? His father was a diplomat. His brothers were a diplomat. So what do you think he went to school to be?
An actor.
A diplomat. He went to school to be a diplomat and then decided, I don't want to be a diplomat. So he left school. He left England and he moved to Canada. And he took jobs as a laborer and as a truck driver, and eventually found his way on the stage, I think around like 1911. And so that was the thing. I mean, he also was, especially in his youth, always in ill health. So that prevented him from fighting in World War I. So he just that was the thing kind of throughout the World War I years. I mean, he was just working really hard and getting experience on the stage in Canada and like the northern United States. And then around the early 20s is when he moved to Hollywood and started acting in silent films. And so then 31, Frankenstein was his like 80th or 81st film, actually. And so big hit. And then followed that up again, The Mummy, Old Dark House. And then he returns to England for this film. And so he was nervous because he hadn't seen his brothers. Like, he just...
Oh, since doing all the stuff?
Yeah, since doing everything. This was his first time coming back to England since he left initially. So he was really nervous, and he didn't know how his family definitely didn't look kindly on the fact that he left the family business of diplomacy to go be an actor.
To go become a famous actor.
But by the time he came to the UK in 33, obviously he was a big enough star that his brothers...
They couldn't really...
They softened it, but he was nervous. He didn't know how they would feel, but they ended up reuniting, and they got a photo op together, and I'll share that with you guys. So this is Boris Karloff and his brothers. He's on the right. And you see he's got a huge grin on his face, and then you see the 3 other brothers all kind of look like a little bit like him in different ways.
Yeah, it's like a room full of Karloff.
A room full of Karloffs. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I saw one comment that was like, any one of them could have been his body double, and it would have worked. It's like, this looks like Karloff in this movie. This looks like Karloff in that movie. But yeah, so that was a big deal for him to come back and get like a warm reception from his brothers, and to make a movie that had some really decent talent. Again, the other actors that we've talked about, two sirs. They weren't sirs when they made this movie, but you know, Sir Cedric Hardwicke and Sir Ralph Richardson, who is playing the parson. This was his film debut, actually. He went on to be a very acclaimed actor, like nominated for Academy Awards, and he was the original Crypt Keeper in the 72 horror anthology film Tales from the Crypt. So he's the kind of, you know, he's just wearing like a black robe over his head. He's not in any like skeleton makeup or anything crazy. But apparently he was a real larger than life character. I didn't know that, but I read that today. A lot of people described him as a magical person, in that he would introduce colleagues to his ferrets by name, ride at high speed on his motorbike in his 70s, and take a pet mouse out for a stroll.
I love it.
Obviously an eccentric actor, but this was his film debut, and yeah, so he's playing this parson here, and so I think Karloff, I think that he probably enjoyed being back home, being with talented actors. Everybody's in on the tea breaks here, unlike at Universal, you know, and I think that, you know, the other thing with Karloff, this, you know, he wasn't happy with the makeup apparently, because what we saw in the beginning is apparently supposed to be like old age makeup. His character's supposed to be old, right? But it just looks messed up, right? His face just looked really like scarred and messed up. But, apparently it's old age makeup and he hated it. He said it was so uncomfortable and I couldn't talk in it, and the makeup man didn't understand. Like, it was like he didn't know I needed to talk in it. It was apparently a whole issue. So. But yeah, so you gotta love your filmmaking.
A little set drama for you.
But yeah, we're about to get into the exciting second half of The Ghoul. And we're, you know, again, so far Karloff's died, but he's getting ready to get his revenge on these heirs and these other parties who are interested in his expensive jewel. So we'll see what happens. Anything before we get into it, Evan?
So wait, what did they say? It's a full moon on Easter, and that's why he's gonna wake up in the tomb?
Yeah, I think Easter, yeah, it's definitely some kind of Christian holiday for sure.
Yeah, I think there's eggs in there.
Right, yeah. All the heirs are gonna have to go looking for the eggs to find their real fortune.
Oh yeah, that's what is it called? The golden, what's the little treasure called?
What, in this?
Yeah.
Oh, the
shining.
The light, the eternal light.
The eternal light.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be in an Easter egg. That's where they're gonna find it.
Makes sense. That's the perfect hiding spot, besides the coffee can, obviously. On that note, we're gonna go ahead and get into the exciting conclusion of The Ghoul, our first of two features tonight, right now. Awfully quiet. Wait. Oh, it was just quiet. I was like, wait, did I have it turned off or something? Nope.
I may be old-fashioned, but I feel awkward when I'm not introduced to people.
I'm sorry, I forgot you didn't know your clients by sight. This is Miss Harlem.
Acid tongues, man, everybody.
I'm expecting a telephone message from you.
Oh, I was on my way to call you up when the most extraordinary thing happened.
Don't tell him, don't tell him.
This is Miss Caney.
How do you do?
You're a surprise, Broughton.
I have a great deal of business to clear up down here.
This house has needed a woman for about 25 years. Now I've blinded myself.
You haven't wasted much time in getting here, Mr. Morland.
No, just a little too much, perhaps.
Whatever do you mean? really are the rudest man alive. Oh, pretty pussy. How horrible. It's stuffed.
I dare say you know your own business best, but why you should want to bring a parson...
A pure accident. We met at the gates.
So naturally you brought him in.
Broughton, I can stand a certain amount, but no more.
Oh, come, don't let's make a battle of
it.
We didn't let this guy in. Don't look at us. He's not with us.
You stay here in the car.
No. I shall be among the trees, watching.
Okay.
Don't mess this up. I want to be watching you.
Among the trees.
Some unfortunate brown face here.
You may say I have no right to express this opinion, but to my mind it's a scandalous and disgraceful burial which may have disastrous consequences.
It'd be very disastrous if he came back, wouldn't it?
I quite see Mr. Hartley's point.
Yes, you make friends quickly, don't you?
And enemies quicker.
Need we have these childish squabbles? We all know the dead men don't come back.
Parson with his hands on his hips.
I wish I was back
Such a
home.
tableau, honestly.
Hadn't somebody better answer that?
Certainly.
Everybody's like a
Your
different.
house.
Very well.
See, if we would have had to watch the PD, the longest PD version,
I'm sorry to disturb you,
would have been
but
all
I was an
cropped
intimate
in,
friend of Professor Mullen.
cut up.
Well, you'd better come in. We seem to be giving a party.
Oh. Well, thank you.
It's not my house. Come on in. This is my uncle's place. We're throwing a party at my uncle's.
My name is Aga Ben Dragore.
An Egyptian.
An Arab.
I don't remember having heard your name.
I did not flatter myself that you would. But I knew Professor Mullen some years ago in Egypt. I heard of his death.
Was he biting his fingernail?
And of his burial in my own faith. And I hoped, as I'm leaving England tomorrow, that I might be allowed to visit his tomb.
I must protest against anything of the sort.
Why shouldn't the poor man look at his friend's tomb?
I don't mind him going.
I can't
Let's
believe
all
that you'd
go.
willingly encourage paganism.
The Egyptians were not pagan, sir. As no doubt you know, Miss...
Caney, I think you're all being very unkind to Mr. Dragore.
I don't think you people realize quite how far Moreland's queer ideas took him. He even believed that after his death at a certain hour, the image of Anubis would come to life in his tomb and receive his soul. It's horrible.
Well, I can't see that it matters. After all, if that sort of mumbo-jumbo gave him any comfort,
It matters a great deal.
If my suggestion is likely to hurt anyone's feelings, please forget it.
Oh, I think that's very sweet of you, Mr. Dragore.
Oh, your sympathy is more than charming.
Well, what about a cup of coffee after your cold drive? I dare say we should find some in the kitchen.
May I offer my services as pantryman?
Quite sweet of you. Come, Mr. Dragore.
Just making themselves at home.
For sheer speed. Shall not let him out of our sight for a moment now.
Perhaps that's just as well.
Come along, Betty. How about making a fire in the library?
Yes.
I'm sorry there should be this sort of atmosphere. After all, we're only ships that pass in the night.
You want a drink or will you pass now?
That was a good one. Got him. Zing!
There you are.
Well, if you build it that way, there won't be any draft.
Well, it'll be the only place in this house where there isn't one, then.
Oh, don't you think you carry those snappy retorts a trifle too far? Since we met, I can't remember you saying a kind word to anyone.
Perhaps you're right. I'm sorry.
You're being a dick. Oh, my bad. I'll chill out.
6 cups.
Yeah,
That's just Just far
Somebody
too
call the burn
many.
unit.
Eh?
Tell me about Egypt. Have you ever seen a sheik?
I am one.
Oh, thank you. Then how should I address you? Oh, I'm cutting sandwiches for a sheik. I don't feel quite well.
Oh, don't be alarmed. We're not quite as uncivilized as people think.
Oh, don't say that. Do you ride a white stallion?
Sometimes.
Oh, down the path of the moon. The noble animal plunging and frothing at the nostrils till it founders at your feet, faithful unto death.
Well, not very often. You see, it's rather too expensive.
I know it's not your fault. We were taught to hate one another, but...
Good Lord, you don't think I hate you, do you?
Well, I can't somehow feel I'm your dearest friend.
You never did have a great deal of sense, did you?
Oh, that's nice. Rafe.
They can't
Other
even make
women's
witty
intuition
banter
that you
because
and I are
they're
up
still wanting to snipe at each other.
I'm pretty sure we are.
Well, then, let's cut the quarreling.
Shoulder to shoulder, eh? All right. Partners.
Partners.
Ah.
Sounds like a theremin, but I know it's not. Some good sound effects.
Yeah.
Oh, what a wonderful night. It's a full moon.
Bro, she's your cousin. As they're gonna turn into kissing cousins.
Scared of a dead man in his tomb? Shame on yourself. Are you a child that your knee should rattle at the talk of a madman? Look your enemy in the face. It's the fear of the big door has got you, and will hold you fast till you stare it down. Do dead men walk? I'm no thinking a dead man will cross my path tonight.
Think again.
I'm big. Oh, I like that. Puffing his cheek out. Look at that.
So was it just the makeup at the beginning?
The ghoul. He's at his most ghoulish. All of him coming through these reeds. See, that would have been cut in the other version if we would have watched it.
We got another party after the...
Well, he's associated with... Oh, what, you mean Karloff?
dreaming. Yeah.
No, Karloff's after
Now I
his
will
own
show you how we make coffee in the desert, underneath the stars.
Yeah,
You
good
don't
point.
make it yourself?
That's cool, Glasstra.
No,
very,
of
very
course
good.
not. A Circassian slave, lovely as sin, cooks it for us, kneeling. And if it is not to our liking,
I know. She's stripped to the waist and lashed for miles across the Sahara.
where she is finally eaten by locusts, and rightly. Now, take this canister and do exactly as I tell you.
And if I fail?
The Yorkshire moors are just behind us. Now, 6 spoonfuls. 1.
So has nobody looked in it, I guess?
3. 4. 5.
Get your arms away from... What's the matter with you? Are you mad, eh?
Scramble, scramble, scramble.
What was the matter with him? Was it drink?
No. Terror.
Was it drink?
Stark terror.
Oh, then I've caught it.
You stay here. I'll look after him.
If you must look after somebody, why look further?
Eh? Come on, then.
Rafe! That limp, I'd swear to it anywhere.
He's just throwing it in a suitcase now?
That's the man.
Look here, did you give a note to this young
Gather
lady?
up your things and get out of here. The master, I've seen him. You...
Who screamed?
I did. That's the last time I'll ever try to make coffee in a strange house.
That man with a limp. Who was he?
Lang, your uncle's servant.
Well, he seemed mad to me.
Yes, and probably dangerous. You others had better go into the library. I'll have a word with him.
Yes, come along. Mr. Broughton understands the man.
It would do no harm to warn my man to stand by.
Your man? Is he a sheik too?
No, he's his chauffeur. He's outside now with my car.
You're not leaving us, are you?
My dear lady.
Not a very courageous person, our foreign friend.
You think he's run away? Absurd. I'd like to see you riding your bicycle with a Circassian slave, lovely as sin, across the handlebars.
What on earth are you talking about?
Now listen, good people.
Good people?
Don't you think perhaps we're allowing this thing to get on our nerves? Don't you think perhaps if we took a grip on our self-control...
Now listen, good parson. This is our show and our nerves are probably just as good as the next man's. So keep that sort of talk for your pulpit.
Rafe,
Oh, well, of course, I have no wish to interfere where I'm not wanted.
Then don't. This is not a Sunday school.
Got him. We ain't kids.
After that, I think I can say good night.
As you please.
Good riddance.
Got burned so hard he had to leave the room.
Well, I'm sorry I was offensive. Good night.
Oh, well, the tongue is an unruly member, is it not?
Yes.
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 I was tempted. I was tempted, but I did not fall. I did not fall. The thing's safe. I swear it. When you told me you'd come back from the grave, how could I believe you? I never knew such things could be.
Talking to me?
Right on cue. Man, he really gained some muscle in the afterlife.
Yeah.
Some strength.
Yeah.
You're gonna break it.
I have not got it. I have not got it. The girl, she has it. I swear it. Oh, oh.
That's exactly right, Glashra. You're just working with your muscles are constantly working at 100%. You're never tired. You're never sore. Undead is peak efficiency. Of course.
What on earth's the matter with you? You look as if you'd seen a ghost.
I have. I saw Morland as plainly as I see you. I'm going to mix myself a drink.
That's what I would do if I saw a zombie too. I'd need a stiff drink.
Betty, just a minute.
Well?
I have an idea they're trying to scare us out of this house.
Doing a Scooby-Doo bit.
Yeah, but this is a real zombie. You gotta grand staircase. Wish they'd had buried him in a more, like, you know, ridiculous, scary outfit as opposed to...
Well, these were the clothes he requested, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You requested to be buried in just a white shirt and slacks.
Yeah.
You are all about being, like, you know, like in touch with the Egyptian gods, and this is what you're buried in.
Blinding
Like
ourselves
my grandpa's
There must be
afternoon
something pretty
clothes.
big.
Right. The most plain things. Come on, bro. Everybody said you're weird. Oh, queer was the word. Psst. It's not even close.
Yeah, when he's talking about the clothes that he asked for, I thought he was gonna come out dressed like in like a Egyptian robe or something.
A little bit more. God, his profile, that's the monster, you know? It's just, and that's just him. Ah, come on. This movie would have been next level if it would have killed off the comic book.
Betty, I'm going down to that tomb and find out whether it's the only way we've got of finding out what's going on around here.
Well, I don't want to be left here alone. Can I come too?
There's nothing wrong with your nerve. Come on.
I'll put on a pullover and some thicker shoes.
All right. Is this yours?
Yes.
I'll keep an eye on Broughton. Well, I think you've every chance of seeing things if you lower Scotch at that pace.
Damn.
Wow.
He ain't slowing down for nothing.
I just saw a ghoul. I've had a really hard night.
Don't judge me.
It was real. Ghouls are real. I'm in a weird space right now.
That's what Toby should have done instead of running out and being a hero. Just, oh God, I need a drink.
The sets have been pretty wild.
Absolutely.
Very detailed.
Yeah, the production company, Gaumont British, I don't think they were like the biggest production company in England. And they were an offshoot of a French company. But, you know, I think they made lower budget films, but obviously... Or no, they had a different unit that made lower budget films, and so it was a surprise that this was made with their like, higher budget. But you can tell, like you're saying, you can tell it's in the sets. And obviously, this ain't no Poverty Row flick. It is. Nice spiral. Nice spiral staircase. Oh.
Mr. Nagore! Mr. Nagore! Mr. Nagore! Mr. Nagore! Oh, there you are. Oh, Mr. Nagore, I'll come up to you.
Wait. I'll come down.
I think
you want?
probably just
Who?
things stayed in studio. Again, this being a UK production,
Don't scream.
you don't have as many resources as in Hollywood. You know, in Hollywood, a Poverty Row studio could film on a Universal set and, you know, get the benefit of those
Come with me.
big, grand horror
I think
sets,
you've
but
gone far enough
here,
with your insinuations.
I don't know. The
Yes,
studio
and I
is
may go a
probably
great
working
deal
with what they
farther.
had, or maybe we're able to make original sets.
What is it? What's the matter?
I've seen him.
Oh shit! Pass right out.
Now perhaps you'll believe what I told you.
Get me a glass of water quickly, will you?
Do you believe? Doesn't work with the wall stain. You gotta have the whole statue, guy. At least he honored that wish. One thing I forgot to mention earlier, I felt it's kind of obvious. Like, Karloff's name isn't really Karloff. You know that, right? We talked about that. Have I told you that?
Broughton, see if you can find Miss Katie, will you?
Maybe it might have come up at some point.
William Henry Pratt is his real name.
Wonderful
His
to be
brothers,
with a
the
man
Pratt
who isn't
brothers.
afraid.
I am afraid.
Not the
You
Karloffs.
who have ridden
So we had a room
barebacked
full of
over the
Pratt.
desert.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't stop chattering, I'm
Pratt
afraid I
summer.
shall have a knife in my back.
But when I'm with you, I have to talk.
Isn't
Come,
Pratt
not
like a
poetry.
disparaging term?
Are you prepared to obey
Or
me?
has been used as a disparaging term in England?
Maybe.
Then close your
Is
eyes.
that just me? Maybe I've
I
heard
don't know.
that in something. I
For
don't
10
That's
seconds.
just what British people call you.
know. Yep. So I assume it's terrible. There you go, Glasser. A room full of brats. Thank you, Glastra and Spark.
We all panic sometimes.
I felt his hands on me.
That's why I know it was no ghost.
It was no ghost. Look at the clock. It's nearing the hour. I know where you'll find him now. He's gone back to the tomb, to his heathen gods.
And you and I will follow in there. Wait a minute. What's his doctor's telephone number?
Yaxford 72.
Presenting the eternal light. Oh shit, I forgot about this. Brutal.
Look! The door's open and there's a light.
I'll go no nearer. I'll go no nearer.
I can see a shadow moving.
I'll go no nearer.
Well, then go back.
Well then go. Okay,
What about
John
it, Betty?
Wayne. Well
You go
then
on.
go back.
Yes, of course.
Thought you'd say that.
So I have like a memory with this movie of like around like middle school, high school, this being on TV one Halloween night, and it was a cold Halloween. It was like one of the, we went trick-or-treating, but it was like one of the last times, and it was just like, Mom had chicken stew on the stove, and so I always associate this movie with like a cold fall. And you'll see, especially in this, like some of these last scenes here outside, you'll see there's something about it. So this movie's kind of perfect for this time of year. God, Evan, I love your green face, and look at your image right now with like all blacked out, but it looks legit. It looks like you have makeup on. I mean, you do. Evan went to such great lengths tonight to put on all this makeup. You should have seen it.
Yeah, catch my makeup. Yeah, Glasstrow, we're wearing some kind of like hazmat suit. That was supposed to be something like that, and it was a very thin, like paper, like jumpsuit. So it didn't really help too much against the cold weather, biting winds. Worth it for the candy.
That's right. I think that was the year before we did that trick or treat here. We did that. Evan, me, and some of our boys had an epic Halloween here one year.
Look!
We got the full bars. Oh, what? Somebody stole it? Oh!
Hartley, so you're not a parson, just a dirty cook.
You'd better get out of my way.
Your hand, eh? So that's how it was done.
I wouldn't come any nearer.
I don't have to.
I love how he put his head into it.
I'll block this with my head.
Damn it. You, please. Thank you. Come on now.
Everybody's coming for their moment to try to take it. This place is wired. What'd he just throw? Uh-oh.
Mom, it's too late. Are you badly hurt?
No, it's nothing.
Come and sit down.
Where's the key?
He threw it away.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Spark. And right in time. Right when she said it. Thank you.
When I phoned the doctor, I told him to bring the police. They ought to find us somehow.
Oh, even if they do come, how can they break down that door?
They'll find a way.
Is it made of some like great Egyptian stone? What's the deal with the door?
I'll make a bandage.
Spared no expense.
The doctor in charge didn't understand the case. I'm afraid of catalepsy. Meaning? Morlant was buried alive.
Oh, yeah, they do explain away the supernatural stuff, kind of.
Out of my way.
Where are the others?
Leave me alone.
It's a yikes. Yikes. But look at her. She's got the leverage.
Yeah, now she's gonna live forever.
She's gonna find a real Anubis statue to take this eternal
I
life.
rather thought you might be leaving in a hurry with something in your pocket that doesn't belong to you. Hand it over.
You win.
You win.
That woman! There she is!
Come now.
Oh, you put up your gun, you fool! I tell you, she's got it!
Come on, then.
Stop!
Now, Miss Caney, if you please.
I don't think so.
You fool.
It was this part of the movie that we like walked in from trick or treating on, and I was freezing my ass.
You don't know the value of that jewel.
I don't care for the value, it'll go. Shoot, I'll go with it. I mean it. Down 30 feet and about 60 feet of water and then Australia.
I can't see to tie this. That light seems much lower.
Hartley! Quick, come on, get out, get him out of here. Right.
Of course, you gotta have a fiery climax.
The door! The door! Shut! The flames! They mustn't reach the door!
Who wired it with dynamite? Did we like find that out for sure? Cause I couldn't really see who was wiring the door. I guess it was maybe the parson.
It's no good. You can't breathe in there.
Cartridge! Here! If only! If only! I've had enough of this, Miss Caney. Supposing I'm ready to shoot and take the risk.
You'd be taking a bigger risk than you think.
I'll take that gun, thank you.
Now look
The
here.
bobbies.
Now, what's the trouble?
This.
What's all this thing?
They're after it.
Classic.
All of them. It belongs.
I'll carry her to the house.
Get back! Back in that corner!
Well, they're not back in the corner. Whoa!
Nice. Blew it right off the hinges.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Cousins. Well, that was The Ghoul, our first feature of our double feature to finish off season 11. What did we think, Evan?
That was a good movie. I really enjoyed that. I can see why you'd want to hold on to that one.
Right. There's a little bit more going on than like a Lugosi Poverty Row movie, you know? It's a little bit more intricate, and again, Karloff gets to actually play a monster. Like, that's the nice thing, is to see Karloff strangle people and run around and
Be a ghoul.
yeah, with crazy makeup on, you know, puff his cheek in and out. I guess because like when he played the monster in the first Frankenstein film, he like took out his bridge work so that his features would be more gaunt.
Oh.
So when he did that cheek thing, I was wondering if he was able to do that because he, you know, because when he took that out, it would sink his cheek in. So I don't know. Again, Karloff, committed actor, great monster. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, definitely a little bit above par for this show, I think. But yeah, and I mean, we don't get too many Karloff movies as it is, and I think that might be the last one.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. That's why I saved it too, because I knew we didn't actually have that many left. So that was it. So I hope we enjoy it. Again, seeing Karloff as the monsters, like, that's why we got to save it. There's some other Karloff public domain movies, but they're not really horror. So it's kind of...
The film was a lot jokier than I was expecting.
Right?
It's a lot of comedy.
It's jokier than I remember. I guess I didn't pay as much attention to the banter and just the,
I mean, just so much of the dialogue is just them sniping at
the
each
barbs.
other.
Yeah, they're just, very snake-tongued characters. I didn't realize that. Like, tonight was really the first time that I picked up on just how constant every character is. Like, wow, I don't know how I never registered this before, but I didn't. So that was cool. It was cool to see like a different, look at it, this movie from a different angle. And again, this is considered, it was a success in England, but it was not a success in the US. So it kind of faded into obscurity. It was essentially considered a lost film for about like 20 years. And then it was rediscovered. A print was discovered in Czechoslovakia. So it had subtitles on it, and it wasn't in great shape. And it was also 15 minutes shorter. It was entitled Bess. That was the cut I was thinking about showing tonight. But, obviously it's just not the same as the actual movie. They, I think in the 80s at Shepperton Studios, there was an unused vault that some crew members opened and found all these film cans, and there was the camera negative for this movie, like in perfect condition. So that's how we get such a really, again, from 1933, that was a pretty good looking movie too. I think that's the other thing. I think
so, yeah. Absolutely.
You can say about it, and it's because we're looking at the print that came right out of the camera. It wasn't shown in theaters and worn out and then made a copy of. It was, the one that the copies were made from. So yeah, I mean, it definitely, it kind of attained a legendary status, and it was even almost remade in the 60s from a producer named Alex Gordon, who made helped with Bride of the Monsters, kind of was an associate of Ed Wood, but I think he was British. Him and his brother, I think, made some British horror films, and he wanted to remake this and cast Karloff again as the same character. And since Karloff was older, he's like, oh, he won't need old age makeup. But then it fell through. But yeah, I mean, this movie, it was kind of a high point in Karloff's career, and again, British horror, it's been a great season. It's been a really great season 11. Again, we've seen a lot of growth and a lot of change. Obviously, we've changed up our whole look, our whole format over this season. So we just appreciate everybody's feedback and just all the fun.
Yeah, and we'll keep it going into season 12.
We will. So anything? Again, Shocktober.
Happy Halloween.
Happy
everybody.
Halloween. This was our Halloween celebration. Of course, we'll have we'll have oh God, I'm trying to say, I don't know. Oh, I was just gonna say that I hope that everybody has a happy Halloween if we don't talk again before that. But you can, if you need more scary stuff to watch, you can go find all of that over on our YouTube page at Screamstream Live. Like and subscribe. And of course, we're over on all the socials at Screamstream Live. And yeah, Anything else, Evan?
It ain't easy being green.
Until next season. Sweet screams, everybody.
And to all a good fright.